Okay, welcome back to another Supernatural season recap, and whether you've never watched past season 5 or just want to recap as all the seasons blur into one, thank you for joining, and this time we're doing season 13. So we pick up right at the end of season 12 with Jack, the son of Lucifer, being born, and he's a teenager right away. This is Jack. We have Cass and Crowley having just been killed by Lucifer, and then Mary and Lucifer going into the post-apocalyptic alternative reality world. We get Sam try and talk to Jack, who's just been born, and then Dean comes up and tries to shoot him, which pretty much sums up Jack's storyline for this season. Does he need to be killed as he is destined to be evil because his dad is Lucifer, or does he have a chance of being good and make his own choices? So for this season, we have Sam believing that he'll be good, as he sort of sees his own storyline with his demon blood in the earlier seasons, and being told he will go dark side, but he didn't. And then we have Dean, who believes he needs to be killed. So Dean had been Team Free Will in the past and always fought against that whole destiny idea, and he got Cass to rebel to him and go against destiny. I guess Dean's had a lot of years of people lying to him, particularly Lucifer, screwing him over. And then he's just lost Cass and Mary. So I sort of get for now why his first instinct was to shoot Jack. But anyway, Jack, being a powerful Nephilim, so half angel, half human, runs away, and we get to see him that he's actually currently is an innocent kid, and he's not evil at the moment, but he's unable to control his power. Sam and Dean find him, and they agree to take him back to the bunker, but Dean mainly says this because they can't find a way to kill him, as angel blades aren't working. We also get a very sad scene of Cass and Kelly's Hunter's funeral, along with saying goodbye to Crowley and Mary. So in Hell, we have the final Prince of Hell, Asmodeus, take charge of Hell until Lucifer comes back, and he wants to find Jack. We also have the angels wanting to find Jack, as there are so little angels left in heaven and they want him to make more. So basically everyone wants Jack, and Jack is very powerful. We also have Dean being continually mean to Jack, and this is where I sort of half hate and half feel sorry for Dean, but he basically acts like his own dad, and I would love him to break that cycle of a toxic dad and be nice to Jack, but like he has to go at Jack for like turning on the TV in a motel and chucks him a Bible to read instead, and I really see John doing that to Dean. And we also get Dean tell Jack that he will kill him if he goes dark side, which is a throwback to when John told Dean to kill Sam if he goes dark side. I'm sort of putting this down to Dean being distraught over Cass's death, and he even tells Sam that he blames Jack for Cass's death, and we overhear some of this. And this is where they get, I got him dead. You might be able to forget about that, but I can't. And it gives me really strong Brokeback vibes. See if you get what I mean.
If you want to pretend, that's fine. But me, I can hardly look at the kid. Because when I do, all I see is everybody we've lost. Mom chose to take that shot at Lucifer. That is not on Jack. And what about Cass? What about Cass? He manipulated him. He made him promises, said paradise on earth. And Cass bought it. And you know what that got him? It got him dead. Now you might be able to forget about that, but I can't.
Okay, so you're either going to call me insane here, or you're going to get what I mean when I say it parallels the scene.
Fucking real good life. Has a place of our own. But you ain't what it is. So what we got now is Brokeback Mountain. Everything's built on that.
Okay, so you're either going to agree with that or completely think I'm mad. But basically, Jack realizes how much Dean needs Cass, so he says Castiel's name and wakes him up from the empty. So the empty is the place where the angels and demons go when they die. And then we get another insane accent choice from Misha when he's playing the empty Cass. I'll give you a brief taste.
Yes. Well, I show up in my real form and you freak out, rip out your own eyes, etc. It would be embarrassing, wouldn't it, for both of us?
So that's the empty Cass. And basically, from him hearing his name, he wakes up, he annoys the empty so much that the empty chucks him out, which is quite a power move, so go Cass. And we get like another episode of Dean being completely depressed, with Cass and Mary being dead, and killing himself again to solve a case, and not wanting to be alive in general. And then we get the magical reunion between Dean and Cass, and Dean instantly goes back to being happy. and they go to Kansas and they play Cowboys, which again is a throwback to me. And we get Dean laughing with Cass, talking about films that they've watched together, and Cass going, "I'm your Huckleberry," which I quote too much, and I really hope people know I'm quoting Supernatural and not the film with tuberculosis and guns. And I'd recommend watching this episode, so Tombstone episode 6, if you want to see a bit of that interaction and see Jack as well. And we really get to see Jack and Cass together, which is very sweet. And Cass is really trying to be a good dad to Jack and teach him about humans. So now I've been ignoring the storyline in the apocalypse world, alternative reality. But basically Mary and Lucifer are there alive. And we find out that in that world that Michael beat Lucifer and is basically the big baddie. And we get to see lots of alternative versions of people again. So we have Bobby, Kevin and Charlie, which is quite nice throwbacks. But I really don't care too much about this storyline. I always find these scenes a bit boring. But for now, we just keep on track. So we see Lucifer manages to get back to Earth through a portal that Kevin opens, basically. And Jack goes back into the apocalypse world trying to save Mary. So in the apocalypse world, we have Jack and Mary, and now we have Lucifer in our real world. So you'd be surprised to hear that Cass goes behind the brother's back and works with Lucifer to try and stop the other Michael. What? Never happened before. And you'll be even more surprised to hear that this goes wrong and they both get captured by Asmodeus. But luckily, in a few episodes, they escape, even though they are both in a weakened state. And we also get a big reveal, dun dun dun, that Gabriel is alive, which really has been a long term, even in Supernatural times, you know, because he's been dead since season 5, and he did have a brief episode in season 9, but he actually has been dead since then. It's also good to keep in mind that Rich directs a few episodes of Supernatural, and he's gone to a lot of cons, and he has a Supernatural podcast with Rob, so he does feel like a big part of Supernatural. Also this season we have Missouri from season 1 come for an episode, so it's nice to see these throwbacks. Now we'll talk about random episodes. One I would recommend watching if you're into it is Scooby-Natural, so that's episode 16, and this is a Supernatural Scooby-Doo crossover. I didn't know I wanted it, but it was a great fun episode, so I'd recommend watching it. Okay, so let's try and bring these plots to the end. So we have the main plot of trying to stop the alternative reality Michael from destroying this Earth, and to rescue Mary and Jack from the alternative apocalypse world. So we get Gabriel, who was captured by Asmodeus, escape with the help of Arthur Ketch, if you remember the British man of letters from last season, and they go to the Winchesters and they agree to help them open a rift to stop the apocalypse world and to go and save Mary and Jack. And basically Gabriel in the end kills Asmodeus, as Asmodeus is in a weakened state. Now he's not feeding off Gabriel's grace. He also kills Loki in an episode. You know, Loki's also played by the same actor that plays Gabriel, but that's a good episode. Lucifer goes to rule heaven, but is bored up there and leaves, and then he gets captured by the Winchesters again, as they need his grace to open the rift to go into the apocalypse world. So basically they make this rift. They all go into the apocalypse world, including Lucifer, who breaks free, obviously, and they go there and they find Jack and Mary, and they find these resistant fighters led by Bobby, and there's these battles between the angels, hunters, resistant fighters, and everything. We also get to see Apocalypse World Cass, who is evil, and for some reason Misha does a German accent, so I do try and forget about that version of Cass. We get Jack and Lucifer reunite, and then that's the whole, will Jack turn evil now he's met his dad? We also get Sam dying again, but he's only dead for about 15 minutes, but an emotional 15 minutes. But in the end, everyone's all reunited, and they get back to the rift to come back into this world. But in the last minute, obviously, Michael from the other world appears, and Gabriel sacrifices himself to allow everyone back through the rift to Earth, and Michael kills him. So he wasn't back for long, but it was nice for a few episodes. And now everyone that comes back is Sam, Dean, Jack, Mary, Cass, Bobby, and lots of other resistant fighters. And we have Michael and Lucifer remaining in the Apocalypse world, or so they think, but basically they open up another rift and then they come into the real world. Okay, so now we're on the final episode, which has some really bad editing choices. If someone I didn't know saw me watching this episode of Supernatural, I would be a bit embarrassed for them. But yeah, still good. But basically, Jack decides he doesn't like Lucifer, as he's bad, and Jack wants to be a good person. And that makes Lucifer angry, so Lucifer basically kidnaps Jack, and Sam is there as well, and he gets taken. And he unfortunately doesn't kill them straight away. Dean makes a deal with the other Michael to allow Michael in, as he's the only one that can now stop Lucifer, and he needs a stronger vessel. So Dean, now powered with Michael, fights Lucifer in sort of the worst fight scene ever, I think, in Supernatural. I'll give you a few seconds to get the idea. Yeah, so this is Dean and Michael and Lucifer. Yeah, I think Jensen says this is his least favourite scene. Yeah, that'll do. They just sort of spinning in the air for a bit. Yeah, so that's that fight scene. And we do get, though, that Dean and Michael win and kill Lucifer. But Michael then takes control of Dean, and then he decides to dress him basically as someone from Peaky Blinders for some reason. And then we get the big, climactic end of the season. I mean, that freeze frame certainly was a choice. Yeah, what a great way to end the season. So season 13 basically feels like a season 4-5 redo, but done less well. But it has the same themes, being like whether you can escape your fate, Lucifer fighting Michael, the apocalypse, and lots of throwback characters coming. So it's not the best season of Supernatural, but it's enjoyable enough for the long-term Supernatural fans, if you can forgive some of the editing choices.